I used to quit every single job that I worked. I actually don't think I've ever been fired from a single job. I think that I've quit every single job that I worked. The reason being is because I had a very low tolerance for certain things about lifestyle. Like, I hated waking up early and not working on myself. Before I could even like brush my fucking teeth or like have breakfast, I would be rushing to a job to clock in, and I fucking hated that. I would literally dream at work, daydream about waking up in my apartment or house and having like hardwood floors, waking up, making myself a cup of coffee, and just opening my laptop and starting some work for myself, for my own business. I used to imagine that. And I knew in my heart that coaching was the way to do it. That's why I always had clients on the side. Like, I haven't been doing this business full time, but I always had clients on the side. So whenever I would quit these jobs, I would always like intermittently try to find different ways to pay my bills. But I can tell you that there was this profound sense of freedom that I felt every single time that I quit. And I noticed that whenever I worked at a job, the people at that job, they held on so tightly to the position. And they treated it like it was the last job they were ever going to be able to get. Now, I actually want to say that I don't knock anyone's hustle, dude. I don't knock anyone's hustle. Whatever you do to make money, whether it's fucking, you're in sales or you're doing manual labor, warehouse, fucking landscaping, concrete, construction, or, you're a delivery person or whatever the fuck you do, or you have an office job. I don't knock anybody's hustle at all. I respect everyone's hustle. And I think if you're making money and you're making shit happen, I respect that. But I will say that I noticed a lot of people that I would work with that would have these two conflicting feelings that they would always it would always come about, right? And it was, I hate this place. I hate working here. I hate it. I basically hate my life, right? That was like the consensus of the majority of the people that I would encounter at pretty much any fucking job that you could think of. Any job. Doesn't matter what industry it was in. And I've worked in a lot of different industries. Let's just say that. And there was this hatred for the job, that they all had this hatred where they couldn't stand it. But at the same time, there was this other feeling that existed at the same time. It was this massive fear of what it would be like if they didn't have the job. Because the conversations would come to, oh, well, I hate this job. I hate being here, but it pays the bills. I can't leave because it pays the bills. All the while not realizing that what these people were basically doing was they were conforming their life and their life goals around the job. And that's where it started to get fucked up for me, where I started to realize every job you go to, it doesn't matter if you're getting paid fucking $12 an hour or $25 an hour, it's all generally the same. There's a rare small percentage of companies that genuinely care about you and want you to grow with them in that company, right? And let me just get this straight. Guys, you have to realize, when I was younger, job hopping, I knew that like I used to beat myself up because other people that would stay at their jobs, which they're probably still at that same fucking job. Honestly, a lot of these people, just like the naysayers that would say, a lot of people would literally rag on me like, Gabe can't keep a job, Gabe's a job hopper, all this shit. But what they didn't realize is that I was learning at a rate that they weren't. I was experiencing different types of people, different types of communication. I was learning different types of things. I was learning how to deal with different circumstances, right? And in the process of job hopping, I realized that it wasn't necessarily the fact that I didn't want to work. And this is the truth, is I know a lot of people, and I would meet a lot of people that they weren't lazy. They were hard workers. You get what I'm saying? But put them in a fucking warehouse or put them in a fucking shitty desk job, and you would think that they're the laziest motherfuckers ever, right? Because what they're doing is not satisfying. It's not fulfilling. Now, let me just say this, guys. There is the reality of your situation, and I don't want to sound foo-foo and all with all this fucking and sound like you're so out of touch, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, you're a business owner, must be nice, all this shit. Like, because I know there might be some people thinking that. But guys, if you have to work a fucking job to pay the bills, you do what the fuck you have to do. That's literally what I did until I fucking couldn't do it anymore and realized, okay, I'm taking the risk, I'm starting my own business. That's what I did. I worked any job you could fucking think of. I had to put my pride aside. I mean, there were times where my ego was fucking wrecked because I would be at like a warehouse job and I would see some fucking kid from my high school that was younger than me that's like my manager. And I'm thinking, am I not smarter than these people? Can I not figure out a better way to make money? So I remember the last job I worked though, I was around age 24, 25, and I was doing the lawn fertilization. I've talked about this before. And guys, I took that job very seriously because I knew that staying at that job and learning the skills that I needed to learn and then taking them with me to the next endeavor or wherever I wanted to go in life, I knew that's what was really going to help me. There was at a certain point I had to realize, okay, no one's coming to save me. Even if I want to start my own business, I realize that it's going to require a certain level of growth, because if that was me 5 years ago, I would punch a hole through that dude's window. No, I'm just kidding. Got to go through a certain level of growth. I'm fucking with you. But in all seriousness, there was a certain level that I needed to reach in order to realize, okay, it's never going to be the perfect situation. I could work at McDonald's. I could start my own business. It's never going to be the perfect situation. So when I realized that, it gave me a sense of liberation, where what I was looking for was, I was looking for a way out almost, right? But what I walked into with business ownership was not, it was a way out of the 9 to 5, of course. But I stepped into the most uncomfortable time period and the most growth-filled time period of my life because I knew that's what was required of me in order to grow. You get what I'm saying? Like, I needed to start my own business because if I didn't do it, I literally would not have gotten to be the person that I wanted to be. So there was a lot of things that I was doing and building and committing to that I wasn't really ready for. You know what I'm saying? Like the TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, like I just went right into it. No plan, not really knowing what I was doing. And I just hoped for the best. And that's what you have to do. You have to essentially cut the rope, hypothetically, and let yourself fall and trust yourself. Don't be afraid of hard work. I want to leave you guys with this message. Like, recognize this. You can't skip the work. You literally can't skip the work. You can quit your job and go work another job. Fucking do it. You can start a business and find a better, you can earn money in a different and easier way, in a better way that fits your lifestyle, like I do now, right? With my businesses, it's different than fucking spraying weed killer on the fucking grass than it is now selling coaching and selling clothes. Obviously, you know, there's a different, and there's harder parts about it, right? But don't be afraid. You can't be afraid of hard work. You're going to have to work regardless. Doesn't matter if you start a business. It doesn't matter what the fuck you do. So just recognize that, guys. If you want to do great things, you're going to have to grow. That person that, the person that you are right now watching this is not going to be the same person when you're going and doing the thing, even. And whether it's a week from now or a year from now. Guys, I appreciate you watching this video. I hope you guys understand the message. I hope you guys recognize that you can't fucking escape the work. It's literally the only way to really live a fulfilling life.